So good morning, good afternoon, good evening everyone. It's CA Yashpansal this side making this video to have a discussion about NPS, that is National Pension Scheme. Brief introduction, various investment options and its related tax deductions and benefits, various numerical illustration for better understanding regarding the tax deductions that we can claim, treatment of its income and various withdrawal options we have in this NPS scheme and its respective taxability. So now let's first initiate with the introduction part. So NPS stands for the National Pension Scheme, which is a voluntary defined contribution pension scheme. It was introduced in 2004, which was only for government employees. But from October 2019, any citizen of India can invest in NPS. So now let's move to the second part, that is various investment options and its tax deductions and benefits. For this I have prepared this PDF flow chart which I think will give a better picture or understanding. If we go to the investment part, Income Tax Act gives us a tax deduction in various, like these three tax deductions we can avail uh, if we invest in NPS. For example, the first one is the self contribution under section 80 CCD1. For a person who is an employee, he can claim deduction up to 10% of his gross total income, and who is a non-employee, he can claim max up to 20% of GTI. And these all deduction has a capping of overall limit of 1,50,000 under section 80C. ठीक है. So now let's move to the additional contribution under section 80 CCD 1B. अब इसमें क्या है कि हमने जो अपना फर्स्ट था 80 CCD 1, इसमें तो अपना 1,50,000 की कैपिंग थी और 10% की कैपिंग थी, 20% कैपिंग थी. लेकिन इसमें क्या है CCD 1B में कि आप 50,000 अलग से खुद ही कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हो, इस पर कोई कैपिंग नहीं है. मतलब अगर यहाँ पे आपने फुल 1,50,000 भी आपने अवेल कर लिया तो यहाँ पे आप 50,000 और अवेल कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे एनपीएस में इन्वेस्ट करके, विच मीन्स 2 लाख. अब थर्ड है एम्प्लॉयर कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन. सो दीज वर टू सेल्फ कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन और जो एडिशनल कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन था, लाइक आप बोल सकते कि एम्प्लॉय का कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन था. लेकिन यहाँ पे आता है एम्प्लॉयर कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन अंडर सेक्शन 80 CCD 2. अगर आप गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉय है तो जो आपको मैक्स डिडक्शन मिलती है वो मिलती है अप टू 14% ऑफ सैलरी ऑफ बेसिक प्लस डीए एंड नॉट जीटीआई. एंड फॉर नॉन गवर्नमेंट एम्प्लॉय उनके लिए होता है 10% ऑफ बेसिक प्लस डीए. Now, if you are investing in NPS, the max deduction you can claim is first of all the 10% or 20% of GTI and having maximum cap limit of 1,50,000 under section 80C plus 50,000 without any limit, plus if you are an employee and if you are government employee then 14% of basic plus DA salary, and if you are non-government employee then 10% of basic plus DA salary. So now let's move to some illustrations for better understanding. Like here I have just made few illustrations. For example, let's take case number 1 where basic plus DA is 4 lakhs, GTI it's an annual numbers. Okay, so GT its gross total income is 10 lakhs, employees is non-government private employee, and other deductions in ATC is 70,000. So now let's come to the first part, that is 80 CCD1. So now there are two limits now. First of all, the whole ATC limit should not exceed 1,50,000. So we have already invested 70,000 or we have already claimed a 70,000 apart in 1,50,000 in ATC section. So now the remaining deduction we can claim is 80,000 under ATC. Now the second limit is 10% of GTI, which is 10% of 10 lakh, that comes to 1 lakh. So whichever is lower is 80,000. So in this case we can claim only 80,000 under section 80 CCD1. In the second case, all are same, just the employee becomes government, so it is not that relevant in this 80 CCD1, whether it's government employee non-government. Like, but here it has no other investment in ATC. So maximum investment that he can claim deduction of in NPS investment is 1,50,000 in ATC, and the second limit is 10% of GTI, which comes to 1 lakh. Again, which is lower, it comes to 1 lakh. So in this, the max deduction he can claim under ATC CD1 is 1 lakh only and not 1,50,000. Now second is the 80 CCDB CCD1B, which I already told you that it has no limits and flat 50,000 we can claim, up to 50,000 we can claim in both cases. Now third one is the 80 CCD2 employer contribution. If you are a non-government employee, then max deduction we can claim is up to 10% percent of basic plus DA, which comes to 40,000 and not GTI. If it is 10% of GTI, then it would have been 1 lakh, but since it's basic plus DA, then it is only 40,000. But if the employee is government, as it is in the second case, then it comes to 14% of the basic plus DA, that is 4 lakhs, which comes to 56,000. So there's one thing that needs to be clarified, like this uh, first of all, the maximum deduction that we can claim in first case is 80 plus 50 plus 40, 1,70,000, and in case 2 is 2,06,000. But it doesn't mean that you can't invest more than that in the NPS. Like you have invested 2 lakh in, if you are in lies in case 1, but the tax deduction you will be claiming now in your tax return, tax computation, it will go max up to 1,70,000. सो आप कितना भी इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं, उस पर कोई लिमिटेशन नहीं है, लेकिन आप टैक्स में डिडक्शन कितनी लेंगे उसकी लिमिट है, जो 3 पार्ट में डिवाइडेड है, और जो टोटल है अपना 170,000 तक मैक्स ले सकते हैं, और 2,06,000 इन सेकेंड केस. सो दैट्स हाउ यू कैन क्लेम दिस टैक्स डिडक्शन when you start investing in NPS. So इसमें क्या होता है, मैंने इतने चार्ट फ्लो चार्ट क्यों बनाया, क्योंकि लोगों को इसमें क्लैरिटी नहीं होती. उनको लगता है कि बस ये 1,50,000 में होता है डिडक्शन, और 50,000 एडिशनल में तो ना 2 लाख तक मिल सकता है. लेकिन ये एम्प्लॉयर पार्ट वाला किसी को क्लियर नहीं होता, उनको लगता है कि ये भी 1,50,000 के अंदर कैपिंग में कवर होता है, लेकिन एक्चुअल में ऐसा नहीं है. So now move to the next part, the income part. Any income which is derived from the NPS investment is exempt under section 1044, which means it's not taxable at all. So that was all for the income part. Now let's move to the withdrawals. So there are actually the three ways when you can withdraw. First of all, this section 1012A, which states like if your account is closed or if you have opted out of the scheme. Then if you have withdraw the amount up to 60%, it is exempt, means no tax will be attracted here, but above 60% it will be taxable on the proceeds you will get from these upon closing or opting out of the scheme. Now second one is if by chance if the person who has invested in NPS and उनकी डेथ हो जाती है, तो उनके जो नॉमिनी को पैसा मिलता है that will be wholly exempt and non taxable. नाउ द थर्ड पार्ट इज कि आप पार्शियल विड्रॉल कर रहे हो, ना ही आप क्लोज कर रहे हो, ना ही आप ऑप्ट आउट कर रहे हो, बस आप पार्शियल विड्रॉल कर रहे हो. तो उसमें भी टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस होते हैं, कुछ रीजन होते हैं जिसके थ्रू मतलब जिसके चलते आप विड्रॉल कर सकते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल आपकी एजुकेशन लोन है, घर आपको हाउस लोन है, आपको कंस्ट्रक्शन करनी है, आपकी कोई शादी के लिए पैसा निकालना है, तो कुछ ऐसे रीजंस हैं, उसके लिए आप निकाल सकते हैं. तो अगर आप एम्प्लॉई हैं तो अप टू 25% आपको एग्जेम्प्ट है, उसके ऊपर आप कोई भी निकालते हैं प्रोसीड्स तो वो टैक्सेबल हो जाएगा. और अगर नॉन एम्प्लॉई है तो आपको फुल्ली टैक्सेबल है, अगर आप मतलब सेल्फ बिजनेस रन करते हैं तो इसमें आपका फुली टैक्सेबल हो जाएगा. सो दैट्स ऑल फॉर द एनपीएस. की हमने देखा कि आपका एनपीएस में आपको टैक्स रिडक्शन कैसे मिलती है अगर आप इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं तो. This 10%, 20% plus 50,000, and then employer contribution which comes to 14% or 10% as the case may be. Income is wholly exempt. Withdrawal में अगर आपका अकाउंट क्लोज करते हैं तो 60% तक exempt और ऊपर taxable. अगर डेथ का केस है तो पूरा अमाउंट जो नॉमिनी को मिलेगा वो टोटली एग्जेम्प्ट है. और अगर आप पार्शियल विड्रॉल करते हो इन सम सर्कमस्टांसेस दैट हैज बीन ऑलरेडी डिफाइंड, like this marriages, house construction, or their education loan, then or educate for education purpose, then if you're an employee then up to 25% is exempt and above 25% is taxable, and in case of non-employee whole 100% is fully taxable. So that's all for the NPS. So thank you for watching this video, and if you like it or more content like this, please share this video and subscribe this channel. And you can also connect with me on LinkedIn. I will be providing this PDF a file as well as my LinkedIn profile as well as my Insta profile link in the description box only.